Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m.
So
Central.
we put that a little item away, if you remember correctly, to play the music.
You didn't need it, yeah.
Yeah, well,
We need it.
I made a big mistake, didn't I?
Okay.
Again,
La-da-da.
I'm always reminded of these mistakes that I make, but whatever. Hello and good morning, everybody, and welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Shut up. Just shut up, Lars. In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. It is Saturday, September 27th, 2025. Glad you could join us today, and we welcome you. Coming up, Paint House's Randy Borchiding talking about his journey to become a successful paint engineer and mixologist. And those are my words that I kind of gave him a new title.
Sure.
Jeff has this week's Motor Minute. I'll also give you my thoughts on driving the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. All of that and more coming up in this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, who, if you're watching on video, you can see him over there on the right-hand side of the screen. Is he frozen again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And then over on the left-hand side, live and in living color,
There you go.
it's me and my partner, Jeff.
Yeah.
And then there at the bottom of the screen, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, our man of the hour, Randy Borchiding. Paint House. And good to see you, Randy. Thanks for joining us today. And I'm not going to get sidetracked today. Because the only reason that we had you back so soon is because I, Don Armstrong, forgot that we really originally wanted to talk to you about your history, your story, how you got into the paint business. How did that come about?
It sounds cliche and kind of silly, but starting building models as a kid, since 7 or 8, 9 years old, I don't know, but I always enjoyed painting them and coming up with interesting colors out of the old Testors spray cans to make them look interesting. And entered a model contest in Colorado Springs when I was probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. Got a first place, and maybe that's where it happened. I don't know, but it's just been an evolution of that beginning.
Now,
And
so
school of hard knocks, if you will.
So let me ask you this, while Mr. Mars fiddles with our picture quality here.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, when you started painting cars, at least for me, when I was painting cars, they had little bitty spray cans that you could use to paint the car with. Is that what you used?
Yeah, absolutely. The aerosols.
Yeah.
And back then, they even had a little add-on thing you could buy that was kind of a pistol grip.
Yes.
So you kind of felt like you were spraying with a spray. It was just,
Right.
It was silly and plastic, but when you're 9 years old, it felt cool.
Yeah. And you made sure that you didn't have, you didn't do it in a dirty garage floor or something like that to get stuff in the paint. Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's bring it up to kind of the present day when you actually got into a real honest-to-God paint booth.
Well, certainly a different environment. And
Yeah.
my first booth was homemade. It actually did pretty good work. We took cars to the Grand National Roadster Show that were painted in a homemade paint booth. So
Wow.
don't feel like you can't accomplish something just literally in your garage or your backyard because you don't have a $50,000 or $100,000 box to put things in.
Yeah,
It's
now
absolutely possible.
Now they have those you can buy and set them up in your backyard. They're inflatable and all that stuff.
I've thought about that, becoming this have gun / booth will travel setup with one of those temporary inflatable booths. They're pretty fascinating.
When you started the whole paint booth stuff, what did you use for your first paint booth to call it a booth?
It was PVC pipe and plastic sheeting, and a couple of those little cheap box fans to pull air through the structure.
What, did you use a filter with the fans or no?
Well, I figured that out, that I needed air going in because otherwise you just suck the thing closed.
Yeah, right.
So yes, air conditioning filters. It was truly a homemade thing, and with some trial and error, it worked.
And I find all of that fascinating. I see some of that on television today where I can't remember, was it the garage show that
There's several out there.
Yeah, there's several of them where they don't really have a real paint booth and they can't get the car into a paint booth. So they build one, and it's not really that big a deal with today's technology. Like you said, plastic pipes and some cellophane, if you will.
High wraps, all that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's not that big of a deal. What's the importance of that? Why can't you just paint it out underneath the tree?
Well, I would say two reasons. Number one is you don't want all the overspray going everywhere. Your neighbors probably aren't going to like it, and it tends to land on things and not want to come off. And number two would be cleanliness of the paint job. You want to keep as many things out of the film as you can: bugs, dirt, leaves, pterodactyls, whatever. It's keeping the paint job clean. A lot of these finishes are very sensitive to that. Metallics and pearls. Anytime you get something that lands in the paint, they tend to amplify themselves, and you see them bigger than they actually are. So the cleaner the paint job, the better.
There's also temperature regulation when you do that too. You can't paint it too cold or paint it too hot. It's got to be like the Goldilocks type
True. In the world of urethane paints, which is what I live in, it's a 50 degrees to however hot it is window, but you get under 55 or 50 degrees, and a lot of these, and actually all of them, as far as I know, these catalyzed products, the clear coats, the primers, and now even the base coats, they won't dry. They won't catalyze. They won't do their voodoo and witchcraft to make them harden.
What do you wind up with a sticky paint job after it's allegedly dry?
You end up with a half-dried film that never hardens fully, and it's just kind of mushy. And in theory, it doesn't continue drying later. It just stays locked in that state, and now you got a problem.
Wow, that's a major problem. I guess the only way to cure that is to remove all of that and start all over.
Sand it all off.
Well, I've had to. I've learned that lesson, among others.
So let's talk about color, because
yes, sir.
Obviously you have somehow perfected the art, and that it is, of coming up with your own unique colors, not only for the cars that you paint, but for other people to use in their paint booths. How did that come about?
It was truly through a customer that had a color on an OEM vehicle. He said, I like it, but I want to change this about it. So you add and you subtract, you take this thing out, maybe you put a different thing in, and next thing you know, you've got a custom color. The important part is to document what you did so it's repeatable down the road. And it started with one blue pearl and has evolved into now we probably have, I don't know, 50 or so repeatable colors but for the most part, I'd say 80% of what colors we sell are probably four of our mixes, reds and blues. That there's some reason those are the most popular.
I'll be darned.
That's interesting. Do you find that guys that are looking for a custom color, do they ever use new style factory colors? Randy, I really like this silver that they've come out with this on the Corvette, but can you start there and let's customize it a little bit? Do you do that?
I have, yes, sir. We're doing one for a 34 Plymouth right now, where the art that was drawn, the rendering, features two, the Honda or Toyota colors, kind of a sage green and a darker green, very pretty two-tone. But there were things he wanted me to change in those two colors, which I did. And he gets his own personal color, but they were based off of an OEM starting point.
Yeah.
Do you name it after the customer that's requesting it, or you just come up with a name
It depends. There's times when I personalize it for the customer. Other times it's my quirky sense of humor. Most times it's probably that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find
we know
joy,
you have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
We know that you have a sense of humor because you keep appearing on this show.
Yeah.
Or I'm a glutton for punishment, one or the other.
Yeah.
So these model cars that you built growing up, did you take any of those to SEMA?
The big model cars?
The big one.
The big cars, yes. We take them to SEMA all the time. We got one that we're about to pick up from upholstery later today, actually. MTI up in College Station has done a beautiful job on the 68 Roadrunner. It's I'm gonna just call it a hot pink. The name for it is Ransbury. Because you can get away with that with a Mopar. They had pinks and greens and bright colors, purples, that no other manufacturer seemed to get away with. So I came up with a very loud color and put it on this Roadrunner, and hopefully it gets people's attention. We'll see.
Cool.
Now, the SEMA that I am familiar with happens in October. And this, you're talking about taking it coming up next month.
Correct.
And you're just now gathering it up from the upholsterer.
Right. But
What's
in
your
this
timeline?
case, in this case, the upholsterer was about the last thing.
Okay.
There's a few items that still need to go on the car, front and rear bumpers, some lower trim panels, a general just overall cleanup of the paint. But for the most part, I'd say right now, after upholstery, it's 95% done.
Cool.
Now, that doesn't mean we won't have challenges, and this last 3.5 weeks won't be stressful, but I feel like I don't even want to say it outside. I am not ahead of the curve. I'm not saying it. There, I did not say it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yes. And we totally, I get that. I know my dear friend Bill Seitz helped me with my first car show after a custom paint job on the 77 Corvette.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the thing disassembled as far as I could get it. And Bill helped me put it back together. And of course, 2 nights before we were going to do the move in, it was still on jack stands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I know that you're familiar with that. And it was,
I am.
yeah, it was a rush. It was nervous Nelly. And Bill and I somehow got that car ready. I had completely redone the interior in it, and I did get the first place on it.
It's called Youth and Caffeine.
Pretty much, yeah, that's exactly right. And late nights, and
I got the caffeine. I've run out of the youth.
Yeah, well, haven't we all? Did you have to go there?
Yeah, he did.
But so are you going to take it out there yourself with your truck and hauler? Now the hauler is only a 1-car hauler.
Correct. It's 40 feet long, holds 1 car, but it gives me some extra room. We've got a bathroom in it. It's an ATC trailer. And I've had smaller trailers. Yeah, they're a little easier to maneuver, but I like having some room to move around. If I need to haul some extra stuff, it's not so cramped.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let's talk briefly here about what you got in the shop. Obviously, that's a good-looking Oldsmobile behind you. Convertible, it looks like. What year is that?
68. It's on a Art Morrison chassis. Has a retro decorated LS3, but it looks like an Oldsmobile engine. It's shot wheels. It's about to go to upholstery next week, but it's going to get an original upholstery. They did not want to go the full custom route. So this car will have a much more traditional look and feel about it, but still drive like a modern hot rod.
That's the best.
Now, when you do this, you don't go out outside an outside source to do like remanufactured door cards and stuff like that.
We do. In this case, there are good, repop or remanufactured kits out there, particularly in the GM and Ford world, where you can get a very nice reproduction of the original, and it's quality stuff.
And you can find the actual upholstery that goes on the seats and the other trim in there that matches that color. They've
got matches for the original. It's a pretty well fleshed out industry. In that there's some good products out there if you want a stock interior.
Yeah.
And there's some junk too. You just got to know which is which.
Right. Did the Chinese make that?
I don't think so. I think it's actually made here. Thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
So when will the Olds be done?
I'd say late this year. We'll have it up and running. We just got it under its own power last week. So we're in the test driving and working out the bugs phases right now.
Did you do the engine yourself?
We didn't build the engine. We installed it, and we did wiring via a friend of mine. He's a mobile electronics guy, and he's just a wizard with this stuff. Mike Swan, he's phenomenal. Does a beautiful job. It looks like an aircraft mechanic laid it all out, and it makes it easy to service, which is one of the things I'm a stickler on.
Well, I'm curious as to the look that you achieved, the stock look under the hood with an LS engine. I assume that there are parts out there that you can get that.
If you want, I'll lift the hood here real quick and show you.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Because
I'm all about that, the reliability of an LS engine, but also have the stock look of the original. Yeah. Don't scratch the paint.
I know. All right, here we go. I'm going to grab the camera. Trying to look at it while I'm showing you, but
Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's got the original Oldsmobile gold paint.
Crossover intake.
Yeah.
It's got headers on it, and now were those valve covers? They look like the old Corvette valve covers that I used to have.
They're a little stout, aren't they?
They're Offenhauser brand, so it's a traditional hot rod valve cover that I don't know. It just looked kind of cool, a little decorated,
does look
but
nice.
not too fancy. It's not all chromed out. It looks like Oldsmobile might have put that there.
Yeah.
Does it have Offenhauser on it?
On the valve cover, yes, it does.
Yeah.
See, not a lot of overdone billet, because a lot of folks
No,
put all that billet on there and it looks like trash.
Being that they were sticking with a more traditional, certainly interior, I didn't want to go off the reservation on this one, so we kept it very OEM stock looking. The only thing it's missing is a distributor, and if you're not looking for that, you'll never know.
Now, did this car actually have a hood blanket underneath there?
It would have, but we just paint it, and I can get this under there. Just a matte finish, just clean it up.
Ah, matte finish. So it is a little bit different, but it's clean.
Yeah. We didn't smooth it. We didn't make a bunch of panels to hide something. It is what it is. You just try and go a level up, if that's the right way to phrase it.
I'm real
so that it looks
attracted to
nice.
that look. That's my kind of stuff right there.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yeah. Well, how
cool.
much? Yeah, very cool. We're very impressed, and best of luck to you at SEMA this year. I know you don't want to hear from us before you take that trek out there.
Well, thanks, fellas.
Yeah, thank you very much, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for the history, the story, and we love you, man. And take care of yourself.
Take care, guys. Thanks for letting me on.
You bet. Yeah, thank you.
Bye
bye. Mr. Mars is going to say goodbye to Randy. I think.
Yep, he just did.
He just did, and he's going to hopefully put himself back up in the.
I think maybe he's still working on some technical issues.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well,
that's what I was.
Well, if that's the case, that are we going to be able to play the commercials?
If he's at his end, he can do that.
I know. Well, we can't.
Okay.
I don't have any control over that.
Do you want to pod me down and I'll go get that device?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, do that.
Okay. Wanted to remind you that just ahead, we're going to have a review of Toyota's new Mazda MX-5 Miata Anniversary Edition, and we'll also have Jeff's Motor Minute when the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this break. Stay with us.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Loopy Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Loopy Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Loopy Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Loopy Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Loopy experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Loopy beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
What the heck?
I don't know.
Something to wake you up there early in the morning.
Yeah. How about you, all live and direct there, not frozen?
Mr. Mars, did you finally figure out why you were freezing up there?
Well, no, but I did contact Mr. Ainsley, and he pointed me in a direction, and we went that way, and we're going to find out what happens.
And you still showed up. I'll be darned.
There is that.
Still made it.
Hey, we'd like to invite everybody to join us for the live In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Get one today. It's free.
And you get your In-Wheel Time, what do they call that? The device, never mind. Moving on.
Okay. Well, whatever. I don't know where your thought
He
process
said,
I
was
don't know
going there,
either.
but I'm sure it was good,
What are you
whatever it
doing?
was. Well, I'm trying to get some other stuff working here.
Okay.
For instance, the show open.
Mhm.
It's in that computer,
Oh,
but I need to
yeah.
get that.
You want me to do this while you're doing
I
that?
do. That's what I
Okay,
was
well,
going
I'm going
to
to
tell
talk
you.
about my Motor Minute here with the grandioso introduction. NASCAR is rumored to increase horsepower to 750 in the next gen cars in 2026. Check this out. NASCAR introduced the next generation car in 2022 season, and the horsepower changed comparatively to the Gen 6 vehicle. Instead of 550 horsepower and 750 horsepower, depending on the package and the track, the next gen car is going to have 670 horsepower every week, standard. NASCAR drivers have pushed for more horsepower, and it seems they might just get their wish come true. According to Brad Keselowski, evidently he's a spokesman. He was on a podcast with Corey LaJoy. NASCAR intends to increase the horsepower in the next gen to roughly 740 to 750 for the 26 season. That's a lot. Wish I had it. It looks like NASCAR is going to change the rules next year where they likely the 740 to 750 horsepower because, right now, technically they're at 670, but realistically they're about 685 to 690. So there's a little tweaking, there's a little cheating going on. Keselowski also said he thinks NASCAR will increase the size of the spacer, which is good. We get a lot of horsepower too. And the next gen cars.
The size of the spacer, you mean underneath the carburetor?
Right.
But
right.
I thought that they were fuel injected. Is it still a carburetor looking type?
No, it's a fuel injected, but there's still spacer elements involved in that carburetor, how they have that brought in. So we'll see. I don't know either, but it's one of the most controversial topics of NASCAR over the last few years is on-track product has fallen short compared to its debut season back in 2022. So they're tweaking it. They're always trying to do something. They're always changing.
But there's nobody in the stands.
No.
So there's a problem there.
There is, and it's how they market themselves.
It's how they market themselves. And I will tell you that I think that the majority of the fans have gotten older. They don't want to go to the racetrack.
Mhm.
And I don't think that they really like the new formatting.
No. All of what you said is true. In a lot of respects to a lot of fans.
I know that,
absolutely
at least
true.
I heard rumors that Dodge is coming back. That's a good thing.
Well, hopefully that'll bring more seats, to be filled.
I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know. But
they've got other issues besides horsepower.
They do.
Yeah.
And that's getting butts in the stands.
Mm-hmm. You bet.
Would you go if you had free tickets to go to Texas Motor Speedway up in Fort Worth? Would you go?
I probably would if I had free tickets. Yeah. The tickets nowadays are like anywhere from $50 to several $100 depending where you go. But it's not just the ticket price. It is getting there. You got lodging. You got a lot of walk-in. You got a lot of stuff going on. So I would go. I mean, I've been to Texas Motor Speedway a dozen times. Been to Kansas. They're racing in Kansas. Been there several times.
I've been to Talladega.
Yeah.
Love Talladega.
Went to the final in Homestead, Florida, the grand finale for NASCAR a few years ago.
I've been to Texas and I've been to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been to Daytona, but there wasn't a race there. I took a tour.
Yeah.
Because Amy was going to school right there across the track at Embry.
The other side of the tracks.
On the other side of the tracks. Yeah. That's it. All right, so let's do this hour's car review, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Had a chance to drive the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Final assembly location, Hiroshima, Japan. Yes, home of the atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Available trim levels come in Sport, Club, Grand Touring, and 35th Anniversary Edition. If you're watching, what you're seeing there is the 35th Anniversary Edition.
Good-looking car.
This is a two-seater. It's classified as a two-seater. And exterior changes from last model year. Well, it is part of the fourth generation that was originally introduced in 2016. This is the best-looking Mazda MX-5 Miata that has ever been in existence as far as I'm concerned. I love the peaks on the fender wells up front. Notice how it's almost a Corvette-like look up there. Long hood, short deck, classic sports car shape. Crisp top of the front fender, low to the ground grille, bulging rear fenders to carry the rubber back there.
Sure.
Unique tail lights fit its unique overall design. What I liked about it, everything. I I love the fact that the shape of it, including the grill, all proportionate. Nothing is overdone, but what is there is really outstanding, I think. Interior highlights. Love your passenger because it's very tight confines on the inside, and 6-footers, beware.
Oh boy.
Modern infotainment system and instrument cluster. Clean look dash design with no passenger side glove box. The tiny storage area is behind and between the two seats. It's interesting. You can't actually look in there if you're driving. You just got to kind of feel around in there, and hopefully you remembered where you put whatever it is that you put in there.
Surprise.
Trunk room is tiny. One overnight bag, that is all. What I liked about it, the easy to use top. It's a one-click thing for the top, and you put it down manually right behind you. And the same thing to put it up. There's no electric top or nothing like that. It's
Really easy.
manual, but it works so well. It's unbelievable.
Nice.
The manual shifter that you see there, it is butter. It works like butter. I have
Wow.
never driven a car with a shifter like that. It's so smooth. Unbelievable. What could use improvement? Well, it is what it is. It's tiny. Well, I remember when they came out with this car and they sent all the press out there to debut the car. And everything about it, there is a name that they used, and it's a Japanese name. I can't remember what it is. For instance, like the steering wheel. Where the steering wheel is placed in the car, it's dead center up front of the driver. If you will notice, your car, all
Offset.
cars,
They're offset.
the steering wheel is a little bit offset one way or the other to accommodate the mechanics underneath the hood. Anyway, just a bit of trivia.
Cool.
2-liter 4-cylinder engine turns out 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. But let me tell you this. That is all about the fact, power to weight ratio. The car weighs nothing. And at 181 horsepower, it feels like it's got a great big block Chevy 400 horsepower motor in it.
Well, it's because you're in a small environment and you're low to the ground.
And the car doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
Tow rating? No, there's none. Haul rating? It hauls butt. How about that? Manufacturers setup as far as miles per gallon is concerned, 26 city, 34 highway for combined at 29. I got 34.5 miles per gallon
Wow.
over 453.1 miles. What
That's
I liked
pretty
about it, power to weight ratio is awesome. What could use improvement? This is a purpose-built sports car that can cut a rug around a road course racetrack. And if you want to go and have some real fun, get yourself one of these. What I liked about it, handling on this thing is awesome. What could use improvement? It may be a bit too stiff for those looking for a highway cruiser, because that it is not. It will cruise the highway, there's no doubt about it. But the ride, well, it's a sport car ride. Here's the pricing. Base trim price is $37,485. Price is tested $37,435. Now, I don't know what happened to the $50 there. Just by looking at it, I guess they want you to say, I like the car. Base model price. You can get in one of these for $29,530.
What?
Yeah. So here are the competitors. The Toyota GR86 starts at $30,400. Its cousin, the Subaru BRZ, starts at $33,210.
Wow.
The other competitor, if you want to call it that, the Mini Cooper, is $28,950. That's my review of the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Love the car. As far as a 6-footer person is concerned, it's a little tight.
I was going to say, so when you go to an amusement park, you have to be taller than this line to get into that
That's
car.
right, yeah.
With the car, if you're taller than this line, you can't drive it.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. So I have my buddy that I work with, Matt. Matt got in it. Matt is a little heavier set than I am.
Okay.
By golly, he could fit. Now, his knees did touch the dashboard, but he could make it work. So I'm telling you, if you really want to, for no other reason, go out, take a look at it. I think that you'll really have a good time looking at the car if you don't want to buy it.
And a step up from that would be what, the Mazda 3 to be a little bit larger vehicle,
Yes,
kind of.
I guess. But
But
it's
you lose the whole two-wheel thing,
Yeah.
though, when you do that.
You lose the performance.
Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back after this quick break. Stay with us.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Rev up your engines. It's time to roll back in style at the Back to the Past Car Show. Join the Spring Branch Senior High School Foundation Saturday, October 18th at Cornerstone Academy, 9016 Westview Drive in Houston. Classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Family fun, food, music, and memories. There's something for everyone. Proceeds benefit local students and programs. Don't miss the shine, the chrome, and the nostalgia. 10 to 2, Saturday, October 18th, Back to the Past Car Show. SpringbranchBears.com/car show for more information. In real time will be there too. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.